Mallorca Cycling Center Academy, Wojciech Beran's School of Cycling. Training blog. Energy supplies during your performance. Appropriate energy supplies are the foundation of every cyclist's performance. In today's episode of Mallorca Cycling Center Academy, we're going to tell you how and what to eat during your physical performance. A few-hour training or a marathon race will not only test your fitness, but will also show you how good your energy supplies are. Concerning the eating and drinking routine during a race, you need to be aware of a few principles which will help you to deliver the best possible performance. Before you get on with your training, your body requires some time to get activated. In case you plan to start training early in the morning, don't just wake up at the last moment. Your body needs to wake up at least 2 hours before getting engaged in the physical activity. The more intensive and longer the physical performance you're planning, the more thorough preparation it requires. Your body doesn't know whether you are going to train or race. Your body just knows that you need a large amount of energy, which needs to be partly stored in advance, partly supplied during the physical activity. Give your body the kind of food you can easily and fully digest before your training starts, and focus especially on food which is rich in carbohydrates. When you are planning to have an intensive training session or a race, it is better to avoid consuming meat, which takes longer to digest. Process of digestion takes a big portion of the energy you'll need later. That's why you should avoid meals, including meat, on the night prior to your race day. In case you are going to experience some intensive performance on the following day, don't forget to treat yourself with a sweet dessert. In the morning of a race day or intensive training, you should ideally have a bowl of porridge with fruit, which will provide the right ration of carbohydrates, minerals, and trace elements. You should have your breakfast at least 2 to 1.5 hours prior to your sport activity. Bread with ham should be left for your rest days. You should always keep the right diet and food supplements in mind. Especially when you're planning a high physical performance, you should supply your body with food rich in carbohydrates and energy. In case you suffer from cramps, you shouldn't forget about a relevant supply of minerals either. The right timing of your energy supplies during your physical performance is crucial. In case you are planning a more than 2-hour ride, do not underestimate the energy supplies from the very start. After 100 to 120 minutes of a brisk ride, your reserves of glycogen come close to zero. For this reason, you should never underestimate the energy supplies during your training. It all depends on the intensity of your training and in which form you receive the energy. When working on endurance, you should supply your body with carbohydrates every 20 to 30 minutes. Just take small portions. Start with complex polysaccharides in the form of a protein bar. Later, work your way to simple polysaccharides in the form of a gel. Never forget to eat, especially in the first half of your training. Energy bars or gels contain a mix of complex and simple sugars, which your body will ideally use during physical performance. Thanks to the right food supplements, the energy absorption will be gradual, and in this way you gain the right amount of energy at the right time. You must not underestimate food after the training either. You should supply your body with simple carbohydrates in the simplest way possible within 20 minutes after you finish training. A liquid form is the best, as the body is able to make the most of it in the shortest time possible. A recovery cocktail serves best as it supplies your body with the lost carbohydrates and starts up the recovery process. Later, you can consume food which is easy to digest. Your portions should be smaller, and they should mainly include carbohydrates and simple proteins. A good idea is to supplement your body with amino acids like BCAA, as they present a significant contribution to the whole recovery process. Fruit, especially bananas, are also a good choice. However, leave fatty food untouched. After a long, intensive training or a marathon race, you should focus on refilling your body with the relevant supplies. Your diet should therefore be rich in energy and easy to digest, and it should include a larger amount of carbohydrates and proteins. With such supplies, the body is able to get some good quality rest, gain some energy, and get ready for the next energy outcome. The aim is to provide your body with the right amount of energy so there is no energy deficit or excess, which your body would store up in the form of body fat. An exception is a deliberate and controlled weight reduction, when the exact amount of food is precisely specified. It is very important to watch your heart rate, drink, and eat regularly. In case you underestimate the energy outcome and don't gain the energy back in time, you use all your energy reserves and end up in crisis. The general rule, as in all sports, is that the more intensity and speed you generate, the more energy you need to supply your body. The right energy supplies are crucial for your physical performance. In our next episode of Mallorca Cycling Center Academy, we will talk about how to supply your body with liquids well. You have been guided through this episode by our professional trainer, Wojciech Beran, MA. Would you like to make the most of your cycling? Do not hesitate and join our team in Mallorca. Mallorca Cycling Center, the international bicycle rental of BMC and Colnego bikes. International training cycling camps for all age and performance groups. Experienced and certified trainers, guides, mechanics, physiotherapists, and masseurs. Do you want to train in Mallorca? Then come with MallorcaCyclingCenter.com. Join us and make the most of your cycling in Mallorca. Bookings on MallorcaCyclingCenter.com.